Yo, what is going on, guys? Pandasaur here. So as you guys can see, I've definitely made some progress. I got my eye up to level 146 and got him into some decent gear, so I can actually finally start the Frigost zone. Ever since all the new update and changes, the levels and areas and stuff are definitely restricted, and all the original mobs and areas like Gobble Dungeon, Intercarm, and other places, like the levels of the monsters and stuff are extremely high. So it's definitely a grind getting to level 100 without having any help from anybody else or just doing it on your own. But if you guys grind it out and stuff, as soon as you get to level 100, or if you already are level 100 or higher, then great. We can start to head on down to Frigost and get this stuff started. So in this video, I'm just basically going to be talking about key components and what you need to do and what you don't want to do when you first head to Frigost, or if you just finally decided to start the Ice Dofus questline. Coming back to the game and everything else like that, with all the recipe changes and just everything in general, I've noticed it's kind of difficult to make camas, but regardless of the changes with the recipes and crafting and all that, I've definitely found and still stick by to how important Frigost is, not only to just progress in the game and ultimately get an Ice Dofus, but just actually getting camas and actually getting enough camas and enough XP to efficiently level up your characters and progress and get better gear, etc. Other than the Eternal Harvest quest, which is for the AP Dofus, I don't even think that one actually really gives much camas. I think that's just more experience based. But I will say, if you've ever completed that quest line, it's very long, it's very tiresome, so this is similar in terms of XP. Definitely takes more time and preparation, but it's definitely worth it. So one of the very first things that you guys should do whenever you get to Frigost is actually, which is pretty common knowledge, but for this purpose of this video and for everything that you're gonna need, you need to save the Zaap. Absolutely, very crucial, you need to save the Zaap. So when we first got to Frigost, we talked to the two people on the dock. The second guy, who I think is like a NPC, Feka or whatnot, I'm not sure what class he actually is or what he's closely related to. He'll give you the welcome to Frigost, and you need to go, and he'll tell you that you need to go speak to the mayor. So like in this video, this is the first thing that you actually want to do. You want to immediately go from the docks, off the boat, to the Zaap, save the Zaap, and then you're also going to want to go talk to the mayor and start full contact. Now, on the map and stuff, you can see that I'm placing various little flags. Well, the flags that I'm placing are just key and crucial spots and places that you actually will either need to go to for quests, or they're just other ways that you can build off of current quests that are needed to complete the Ice Dofus quest line, that can just help you get more ice camas and just actual overall more income for your characters without having to do anything extra. So I am running from the Zaap all the way down to the southeast corner of the Frigost. There's a little exit there. There's 3 exits out of the village. You can go up a few maps from the Zaap and then left, or you can go straight up and then to the right a little bit, and that leads you to around the Frigost fields and where all the massive mobs and stuff are. Where I'm running down here at the bottom is one of the 2 locations that you can start the sustainable growth quest. Now this is the absolute longest, and I mean absolute longest and most, I wouldn't say difficult, but just overall time consuming quest that there is, and I would say in the game other than Eternal Harvest. So down here, 7231, before you do anything else, whether if you decided to finish full contact or not, I always just, this is just my route, and this is what I'm going to preach to you guys. If you guys decide to start the quest, or if you've already started, then I mean, it's totally fine. For the purpose of this video and future videos to come forward, this is going to be where I start my quest, where I finish my quest for sustainable growth. Like I said, there is also another location that you can actually go to and gather or start the sustainable growth quest. So if you've already started the Ice Dofus quest line and whatnot, and you're way past all this stuff that I'm talking about right now, good for you guys. Honestly, keep grinding. If you guys started it and quit, I mean, I don't blame you. It's very tedious and it's very long and very time consuming. But if you know what, if you're at kind of a stale point in the game where you've either completed a lot of the stuff or you're just struggling right now for camas and whatnot, then you know what, I definitely suggest you guys hop back on it. So yeah, the other part that I was talking about, there's other things that you can do to build on your cama generation that you don't necessarily have to do anything else for. So just like the sustainable growth quest, that's actually a fundamental quest line that you have to complete to ultimately get the Ice Dofus. Now there's various NPCs throughout the game, and in the first couple areas until you get to the petrified forest area or the snowbound village, Clyde Parker is going to be your go-to guy to get free quests and whatnot. So in this video right here, I checked to see what area that he gave me a kill quest for. And on the screen it says Death Becomes You, and they're eternal skulls. Those are actually going to be almost cradle monsters. So I'm not necessarily going to be able to do these or do that specific quest yet, but when I finally get to the point where I've already finished the first 3 zones for sustainable growth, so we have the Frigost ice fields with all the massive mobs, then you have the plains, I believe it's called the plains, where you kill the Frigost cannies, boars, etc. And then finally you'll go to the Frigost lake. So after you've completed those 3 zones, including the dungeons, the 2 dungeons, Royal Mousto and Royal Penguin, I'll be able to access and finally finish the quest that Clyde Parker gave me. After I finish that quest, I'll be able to get like a free, I think around 30 to 40,000 camas, and I'll get about anywhere between 2 to 4 ice camas, which obviously don't really have any benefit starting out, but later on they are very, very, very valuable. Whether if you're using it for Frig 3 quest crafts, for items that you actually need in a quest, or if you just want to make end level game gear and you don't want to buy those resources. So like I said, there was 2 locations that you can start the sustainable growth quest, or if, like I said, if you've already started, it doesn't really matter if you started it at the one that I first ran to, or if you started the quest line over there by the Royal Mousto dungeon. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Just for the purpose of this video and future videos, I'll be using the one at the bottom. So, needless to say, the next part that we're going to go to or run to is going to be where the Frigost doctor is. So other than the full contact and obviously me preaching about sustainable growth, before you actually start doing any of your mob kill quests, you need, and I mean you need, to run to the doctor and start the vaccine I think it's vaccine monologues. I'm running a little bit behind on the video right now. I'm actually doing a little voiceover right now, so the audio might not necessarily match up completely, but I will try to go back and edit things and make sure that it's all good to go and it's pretty clear for you guys to understand and actually see what I'm talking about. So when you do get up to the doctor, you want to start, yes, it is, okay, so it is the vaccine monologues. So when you get the quest finally, you'll see that you need to actually get Mastiga blood samples. Okay, so if you can remember when we first started the Sustainable Growth Quest, there was various things that you needed to obtain. I believe the number was 55, like tulips or some kind of flower, as well as you needed to run around and gather specific flowers, which I said, and I still will. I'll post a little sheet where you can find the locations of the flowers and whatnot. But if you've started sustainable growth and then you go ahead and run up and start the vaccine monologues, when you have to actually kill 6 mastigobs to drop the blood requirements for the vaccine monologue quest, that will actually count as credit towards your total or your sum total that you need to actually fight and kill during the sustainable growth quest. There's other various quests too that line up with each other. So it's very important that you don't just try to grind out all the mob kills, and that you actually stay on topic and stay on all the quest lines, instead of just, like I said, just grinding out the mob kills and whatnot. You can if you want to. However, I feel like, and what I've personally experienced, is it is definitely more work. Because after you finish the ice fields, and then you do the Frigost plains where you kill all the boars, cannies, and everything else like that, you'll have to do the frozen lake mobs, and you'll have to kill 75 mobs for the sustainable growth quest. However, when you start the actual NPC quest outside of the sustainable growth, you'll also have to kill 100 more mobs. So instead of just killing 75 penguin mobs, which I absolutely hate, I literally, for whatever reason, I just cannot stand frozen lake mobs. I just cannot stand them whatsoever. So instead of rushing through and doing all your mob kills quickly and whatnot, definitely stay on task and just kind of like on course with the actual NPC quests outside of sustainable growth. That way you don't have to re-kill anything or just basically waste your time. And any time that you are doing quests and stuff like this, it gets extremely boring. I struggled definitely at times, especially when I got to the frozen lake and messed up and had to re-kill 100 additional mobs. It was awful. And at that point, I was almost ready just to like give up on the whole Ice Dofus quest line again and whatnot. But I sat down and grinded it out and got it done. And then basically after that, it's pretty straightforward. There's no like hidden or extra quests where you can't just go ahead and do your mob kills, etc. So it's just, in the beginning, you just need to make sure that you do it right. I'm going to be providing, like I said, the flower gathering locations for the first sustainable growth quest line, kill quest, as well as I'm also going to be posting you guys a little sheet with just kind of like a quick little recap on like which quest you need to start, what order, and then what you need to do, and where you can actually get helpful information to help you guys finish the quest efficiently and quickly. So anyways, guys, stay tuned for more stuff. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be doing any dungeon mechanics or anything else like that, at least until I get up to about Frigost 3. But if you guys would like to see anything else like that with me fighting the dungeon monsters and the bosses and everything else like that prior to Frigost 3, then definitely leave me a comment below. And like always, guys, don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. I mean, everybody on YouTube says that and whatever, but if I'm going to be doing this and stuff again, you know, like, I'd really like to help as many people as I possibly can. So yeah, guys, until next time, I'll catch you later.